3, 2, 1, and action. Greetings, my fellow descendants. It's Opora HK Pro, and I'm back with yet another interesting tutorial. Please do me a favor. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop however you feel about these YouTube channels on the comment section. We really appreciate that. Any links to this lesson or any notes that you need for this lesson will be attached on the description or on the first comment that will be pinned. So I don't want people coming to my WhatsApp and be like, and then also another thing, please do follow us on TikTok. Please do follow us on Facebook. It's SciMastersZT throughout, and it's also SciMasters_3 on TikTok. Please do follow us. Make sure that you hit you link up with us on those social media platforms. We really appreciate your support. Alright guys, so today I'm going to be talking about poetry. I'm very well aware that I actually owe you guys a lot of content actually on paper 2. Especially for the past few years, I've been so focused mainly on paper 1, and not because it was on purpose, but it was because of circumstances and the teams that we were working with back those times. There was hardly time to be able to conduct all those type of things. All right, so I want us to talk about poetry. I want us to talk about the poetry, right? So let's first talk about what poetry is, right? What is poetry? Hey, there's absolutely no way in English you can understand something without actually understanding what is it, right? So growing up as a human being, okay, no, let's forget about that. Growing up with you going to school, going to primary school, and you were doing comprehension, you were doing poetry, you were doing whatsoever, you were working in whatsoever way that you were working in class, you were being taught literally, right? Everything that you've been answering from maybe your grade 1, I don't know, to your grade 9, most of them were literal questions or literal texts. If you can go to a newspaper article right now, whatever you're going to read there is literal. You understand what I'm saying? So what does that tell you? It tells you that for 80% of your schooling life, you were being taught things literally, you were answering things based on literal knowledge, which means you are used or you are programmed to understand something when it's being given to you literally. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's where poetry comes in. That's where poetry starts giving you a problem. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because poetry and your books that you like reading, or your article, your newspaper article, or the section A comprehension that I usually talk about, which is in your question 1 paper 1, they are the same. They are absolutely the same. The only difference that we have in this case is the fact that now your poetry is a figurative text. I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. I'm just introducing it. Your poetry is a figurative text. We can go, when we talk about newspapers, if you read the newspaper right now about a celebrity or whatever, a magazine article, you're going to get exactly what you want. You're going to be able to understand it and answer based on whatever they are saying. It's very easy because it's literal, right? But now, because 80% of your schooling life, you were taught things literally. You are used to things coming directly. Now, when these things start coming figuratively, they start giving you a challenge. Hence, most people start having a problem with poetry. So poetry is basically a figurative text. What does that mean for you? It means you have to now take this thing, because it's figurative, ne? Remember, it's figurative. We're going to do a little bit of maths. This thing is figurative, ne? What is figurative? It's an indirect way of saying something. Right? When you say something is figurative, simply just saying it's an indirect way of saying something. Do you understand what I'm saying? And figurative language is vast. Do you understand? It has a whole lot of sections. You understand what I'm saying? So you cannot describe it in one word. But however, when something is figurative, it's indirect. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's indirect. It's word play. It's language play. All of us, our languages, you can be Sepedi, Sesotho, whatever language that you speak. Definitely, there is figurative language there that old people use to say some of the things that are not direct. So it's language play. Why did they create figurative language? It was a way of confusing the enemy. If you can read most of these poems, you can tell that in these poems, there's that English that you don't understand. It was mainly made for us, the black people, to not understand what they're actually saying in these things. Even if they can swear us, but because they're doing it figuratively, you cannot tell. I can just say, something bad to you figuratively, and you won't be able to tell that I'm saying it to you because I'm saying it indirectly using this particular language. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what you must understand about poetry. So when you talk about poetry, you must be able to change from a figurative language that is given here, because the majority that is dominating here, it is 90% or 95% figurative language. Every poem, it's figurative. You have to be taught now to change from this figurative language to literal language. Why? So that you can understand the poem. So what am I saying to you? I'm saying to you, if you're going to read the poem the way it is and try and answer it the way it is, it's going to give you a problem, because now your mind is programmed that way. If you spend a long time or a lot of time doing one thing, it's very, very hard for you to dispatch or to detach from that thing and go into something else. So in order for you to kill the poetry question, is to use what you already know. You don't know figurative language very, very well because you are unfamiliar with it. You understand what I'm saying? But you know literal language. So what is your job now? It's your job that each and every poem that you get, you try and change the sentence to literal language. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me make an example. As fierce as lion, ne? This whole sentence could just represent that this person was scary or huge, right? So I can just say he was scary. He was scary. Can you see that even if I give this to a grade 1 learner, if I can change every line in a poem, in a poem, if I can change each and every line, you will be able to understand what the poem is saying. The reason why it's killing us is that we don't know how to change from figurative language to literal language. And the question is how? That's what I'm going to be teaching you right now, Uguti. How do you change from all these from figures of speech to literal? Because in order to change from figure of speech, you must first know its components. Know how to identify that figure of speech. Once you know how to identify it, then you know what does it mean and what does it mean, then you can be able to change it to literal. Once you can change your poem to literal speech, you'll be able to answer it fluently. Any question that they throw at you will be easy. Remember, when they ask you about anything in the poem, they always say comment on, discuss, which means it's the same mentality. It's the same knowledge that we use in your paper 1. What's the difference? This one is a figurative speech. The ones that you're doing in comprehension, most of them are literal. Do you understand what I'm saying? They do add. You see, this thing is like this. In your paper 1, it's 95% literal, 5% of it is figurative, where they add abo irony nyana, abo satire nyana, bo humor nyana. Do you understand what I'm saying? But now when it comes to your poetry in paper 2, it's 95% figurative and 5% literal. So when I want to come with that mentality, you're gonna go literal on that poem, it's going to give you a problem and you're going to fail. Trust me, because when I want this thing to make sense to you, can't you have to first transform it, because behind every sentence there's a meaning. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's the introduction that I wanted to give you guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. The following video will be talking about the components and actually changing from figurative language to literal language, so that we can be able to understand how everything is done. Make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. Tell your friends to tell your friends. I'm the best tutor in Africa. You guys know, and it's about to be fun, guys. I've got great news for you guys. I'm back forever. I'll be dropping videos, maybe 20 in a week. I don't know how crazy I can go, but I live for this. You guys are my people. Shout out for the subscribers. Shout out for the views. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much.